Who said that? That's Harkness.
They call me sister. Don't ask.
I have to know.
Are you making fun of my name? It's a damn good thing for you this place is crawling with security. Otherwise, I'd kick your ass.
I doubt you would.
You're bothering me.
Have you heard anything about the history of Rivet City?
Do I look like someone who cares?
Fine.
So do I.
Yeah, you're just sitting on your ass. You're saying you have things to do.
Is there a problem?
I heard you're on some sort of city council.
Bannon and Dr. Lee and I all meet on Monday mornings to talk about citywide issues. It's pretty informal. The council doesn't have much real power.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Welcome to the Weatherly.
Here she
Hotel.
is.
I'm your hostess, Vera Weatherly.
Have you heard any interesting gossip? Easy to get it.
Well, I really shouldn't tell you, but have you heard about Polly Cantelli?
The tweaker,
He's
yeah.
addicted to chems. His poor wife Cindy is at her wit's end.
So are there any fun rumors flying around?
You haven't heard? Angela has the hots for Diego.
I did hear about that.
But since he's a priest, he's been putting her off. One of these days, she's just going to jump his bones. They say Mr. Lopez is losing it. He stands on the top of the bridge tower for hours at a time, just staring out over the city.
Heard she has a crush.
Oh, yes. She's crazy about him. He keeps telling her no, but he also spends a lot of time with her. It's really not fair to her.
That sucks. What's the deal with that little punk James Hargreave?
Poor James. His mother drinks too much. When she does, she doesn't treat him very well. Personally, I think she blames him for his father leaving her, which is ridiculous.
No kidding. Thinking about this history.
Well, I could tell you all about my hotel, but I'm sure I don't know anything about how Rivet City itself got started. I mean, you hear rumors and you make guesses, but I really couldn't say I know for sure. And I'd hate to lead you down the wrong path.
Was there anyone who knows more?
Actually, now that you mention it, Seagrave may know more about it.
Already talked.
He's been here since he was just a boy, and I can't imagine anyone knows this ship better than he does.
Okay, we'll get it. Your nephew Brian lost his folks and needs a place to live.
Poor dear. I know what it's like to be alone. I'd love to take him in. Don't worry. I have the means to keep him fed and healthy, but most importantly, safe.
I think Brian will love his new home. I'll send him along shortly.
Oh, that's wonderful. If you ever wander back into Rivet City, why don't you check up on us? You're always welcome.
Babe, you don't even know who I am. Like...
Vera, it was a feast. God bless you.
What are you doing in here?
I am Father Clifford of St. Monica's Church.
Really, you kind of look like what's his name? Evan King from Arfu. I think you're trying to pull some wool over my eyes. I don't think so. Anyway.
She is the patron saint of lost children. Very popular among the faithful of Rivet City. I'm surprised you've never heard of her. If you want to hear her story, it will be the topic of my sermon on Sunday. Services begin at 8 a.m. You should come.
You're a priest?
Yes, my flock is all of Rivet City. You should come to services this Sunday. I'll be telling the tale of St. Monica.
Do you know? I doubt it.
Oh, it's not the past of the city that I dwell upon, but the future of its inhabitants. But if you're interested, I believe Miss Weatherly or Mr. Bannon would be glad to speak with you on the subject.
I still want to know why there's a priest in Vera Weatherly's room. Okay.
Saint Monica bless you.
Anyway.
Sir,
What does everybody do? Diego, look, here he is.
I'm Diego, the acolyte for St. Monica's.
I don't care. You know, I might as well.
St. Monica saved her own son's soul from eternal damnation. She is now the patron saint of lost children for the faithful everywhere. You really should come to church on Sunday mornings. The sermon will be all about St. Monica.
Is the church in Rivet City?
Oh yes. Father Clifford conducts services every Sunday morning. You should come.
If you're at the acolyte, who's the priest?
Father Clifford.
He just told me that.
Sanctuary is in
I
the
just
ship's
talked to the
forward
guy.
on the upper deck. The good father holds services every Sunday morning.
So if I check the date, I can come in Sunday and watch. I hear Angela Staley has a crush on you.
What are you talking about? I'm a man of the cloth. Well, I will be as soon as Father Clifford. Never mind. It doesn't matter what Angela thinks. Soon I will take vows of chastity.
That sucks, man. You're a fool to pass up a chance to love with Angela.
Father Clifford says she is my trial, my temptation. I must choose between her and the church. I have chosen the church.
That sucks, buddy. You're no fun.
I heard tell the place used to be run by raiders until someone cleared the whole place out. But I don't really know for sure.
Okay. Goodbye.
God bless you.
Well, at least he's a nice chap.
I heard that the city council is debating.
And now he's all cheery. He's happy to see. What? That makes no sense. Hello.
Let me or a security officer know if you see anything out of the
I tried. Someone got angry at me and said, solve it yourself. Real good security. The clinic.
Saint Monica bless you.
Let me see what it says about this. Check other sources. So I have to go around the back. Who are you?
I'm Janice Kaplinski, chief botanist. What do you need?
Looking for my father. Have you seen him?
I did see a man talking to Dr. Lee, but I really shouldn't be discussing it. She's already in a bad mood. I'd hate to make it worse. You should probably just talk to her about it.
I'll go do that. Who are you?
This is a medical clinic. Please don't disturb any of my patients. You're in the Rivet City Clinic. I'm Dr. Preston.
I could use some help.
I don't see anything wrong with you.
Alright, fine. This place looks pretty easy to rob. You have problems with thieves?
Don't get any cute ideas. Security is just a shout away. Now, if you've got any medical issues, let's hear them.
You know that Paulie Cantelli is an addict?
He's totally strung out. It's going to kill him one of these days.
Everybody knows everything around here. Bye, Doc.
Take care of yourself.
You know, you can clean up the blood every once in a while. I'm sure that would, you know, look better on everybody.
Yes.
Alright, well, here she is. In here. Doctor.
Look, this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here?
Wait, how do you know who I am? Have we met?
You were too young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke of me. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your parents many years ago. Now I run the science lab here in Rivet City. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same.
Trying to find my father. Have you seen him?
You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there.
I left the vault to look for him.
Did you? I was under the impression that's exactly the opposite of what he wanted for you. Well, you won't find him here. He's come and gone already.
Can you please tell me where he's gone? Like, seriously.
Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no way it would work. Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he can prove it will work and headed off to the old lab. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you.
Where is it? That's something you could tell me. I know where it is, but anyway.
It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone.
I'm going after them. Can you tell me more about my parents?
I suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died, and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know?
What was my father like back then?
James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time and wants to try again.
I never knew my mother. What can you tell me about her?
Yes, your mother was... well, she was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you.
Why did my mother die? What happened?
Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could.
I understand. I'm sure you did everything you could.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough.
Don't worry, I'm not choked. Let's talk about something else. Okay. Is there any way you could help me out?
Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors, or you're chasing after him. I'm sorry.
Come on, isn't there anything you can do to help?
I suppose I can spare a few stim packs. It's not much, but it might make things easier for you.
Thank you. 5, that's not bad. I know a bit more about you.
What? Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. Your father and I, we worked together for a long time. I think we were really on to something. But then there were complications. The project was abandoned and your father disappeared. I returned here to Rivet City and established the lab you see before you now.
Okay. Tell me about this project you worked on with my father.
Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know?
What was the point of it?
It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated.
Okay. Why didn't it work?
We had the basic principles down. We understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment.
Why'd you stop working on it? What happened?
You happened. It wasn't just you. We had more problems than we could handle already, but your birth is what finally pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we'd been working for, and he left. He left all of us. Once he was gone, the Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the purifier.
Damn it, Dad. What have you done? Liam. What is this lab? What are you doing here?
This is the Rivet City Science Lab.
I got that
It's taken
part.
many long years to put together, but we've done well for ourselves. Our work on portable fusion power and hydroponics are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according to schedule.
Okay, what else? Let's see. What kind of place is this Rivet City?
Rivet City is one of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're working to rebuild our society, to make the world livable again.
At least our answers are short and sweet.
I could tell you all about the science lab, but even though I was here near the start, I can't really help with the details of how it all worked out. It all seems like a lifetime ago. I'm afraid I've had a lot of things on my mind since those early days.
Okay, I think that's enough.
Good luck finding your father.
For the Wasteland, I find your...
Look, Dr. Zimmer, we've been over this. We don't know about your run. We don't care. This
Lay
lab
a
is
hand on
dedicated
Dr.
to solving
Zimmer and I'll
real-
snap your neck like a chicken bone.
Yes, yes, yes. You there. What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No, you look a bit more weathered.
And I'm not really dressed to be a lab
Are
assistant.
you by any chance for hire?
Depends. What are we talking about here?
To the point. I like that. Well, as it turns out, I've misplaced some very sensitive property.
Cut to the chase, Zimmer. What's the job?
You'll be searching for an android. Do you know what an android is? No, I imagine you don't.
Actually, I do know
All
what it is.
you know of robots are those buckets of bolts, those Mr. Handshakers and whatnot. Well, that's not all a robot can be. Not in the Commonwealth. I'm talking about artificial persons that think and feel and do what we program them to. And occasionally, they get confused and wander off.
Sounds like... Hold on. Sure they don't wander off on purpose?
Nonsense! This is a machine we're talking about. Can you enslave a generator or a water purifier? Of course not. The same principle applies. But let's get back to your mission. You are to find this missing android. I've tracked him to somewhere here in the capital Wasteland. He must have done something drastic, like facial surgery and a mind wipe, or else I would have found him by now. It will be no easy task. He may not even realize he's an android. Don't upset him by talking with him. Just come get me immediately. I'll handle it.
I'll be compensated for my services, right?
Of course. I have at my disposal advanced technology from the Commonwealth. I'd be willing to share some of it with you. Just think, you'll be the envy of all your friends.
I'll look finding your android for you.
Excellent. Locate my android, and you won't be disappointed. Here, listen to this message he sent me. He's mocking me. I swear, I'll make him pay for that.
Any suggestions about finding the android?
Like I've said, I suspect he's had facial reconstruction and possibly even a mind wipe. Search the offices of doctors or techies for android information. If he's come into contact with these people, there may be records. Start with Dr. Preston. He lives on this leaky boat. See if he knows anything. He's a doctor, after all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy trying to ignore my surroundings.
This guy is such a douche. If he wandered off, why would he want a new mind and face?
Maybe he didn't exactly wander off. Maybe he fled. Escaped captivity, as it were, if he began to misinterpret his situation. It's possible my android sought to forget his previous life. Wipe away all memory, all guilt. Trick himself into believing he really is human. So no, he may not be just an ordinary robot, but he's certainly not human, no matter how badly he wishes it so. I made him I want him. End of story.
Fuck, calm down. Why would an android feel guilt? Come on, Zimmer, what aren't you telling me?
By God, you're as annoying as you are clever. Very well. I'll tell you what you want to know, if it helps you locate my property. The duty of this particular unit was the hunting and capturing of other escaped androids. Yes, others have escaped. It's one of the side effects of having such an advanced AI. Machines start to think for themselves, fool themselves into believing they have rights. And so, this particular android may have believed he'd done something wrong, immoral, and wanted to forget those deeds. Satisfied now?
I guess. So if the others have escaped, why are you coming after this one?
This particular android, designation A321, is different, special, the most advanced synthetic humanoid I've ever developed. The others, like my escort Armitage there, are all older models, easily replicated. But A321, it will take years to recreate him. So you see, this android must be located at all costs. The others are all acceptable losses, but A321, he is irreplaceable. Forget everything you know about.
Okay.
Androids have fake skin and blood and are programmed to simulate human behavior, like breathing. They can even eat and digest food realistically.
Ew. That's kind of gross.
The Commonwealth itself is nothing but a war-ravaged quagmire of violence and despair. Inside the sealed environment of the Institute, however. But the Institute's affairs are none of your concern. Your undeveloped mind couldn't even begin to comprehend what we've accomplished.
I would fucking... See, that's what I hate. I would never have... If anybody insulted me like that, I'd smack him around. Like, seriously.
Looks to me like a giant boat ran aground and a bunch of savages moved in. History lesson over.
Alright.
Of course you do.
Finally, we're done talking to
Hello.
Zimmer.
Hey there.
What do you know about Zimmer?
He's from up north. He was bragging about how great it is up there. Yeah, great. They can't even keep tabs on their robots.
Is Dr. Lee as smart as they say she is?
She's certainly head and shoulders above most everyone else around here. Though, that's not saying much.
Can I get a drink around here, preferably somewhere clean?
The Weatherly Hotel is a good choice. It's on the upper deck.
Looking for my father?
Look, some of us are trying to get work done here. There have been enough disruptions recently. Anybody coming through here would have to talk to Dr. Lee. Why don't you go bother her about it?
She was so nice to me at the beginning. Now she's not.
Bye.
Bye. Anyway, that's enough of that.